following different protocols, following changing guidelines, and following social distancing were all struggles this year. To say it was a mission we were all willing to take is another story. The theme is written in a 5/4 or mixed meter time signature, which the composer explains for people with 5 legs. He composed it from the Morse code for me, which is dot, dot, dash, dash. The original title was Burning Fire. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to enjoy this iconic theme.
We begin to hear that we can return to normal. It was like a light bursting out in the morning. Our society was helping for the future. We're thankful to those that were on the front lines helping our nation. This piece takes us back to the lightheartedness and fun of the Old West.
moment we heard we could have a concert this year and that it was safe to return to school, it filled us all with excitement. Appalachian Festival represents the pure joy of that moment. Using the music of the Blue Ridge Mountains filled with jigs, reels, and two-step dances represents all the joyful moments of life from the festive winter snow to the first blossoms of spring. We hope it fills us with joy as well.
Returning to our somewhat normal groove was something we all enjoyed feeling after the craziness of the past. This catchy piece by I1 composer Joshua Resnickow makes use of a difficult time signature, 10/8, alternative bow techniques like strum bowing, calandria, staccato, instrument tapping to emulate the percussion section, and an electric bass holding it all together. We hope it is as fun for you to hear as it is to play. Don't be afraid to dance in your chairs.
freshmen, you can go ahead and join up on the stage. We're going to take a moment to honor these kiddos for what they've gone through this year in an incredibly different year, but still really fun year as well. And so I always like to honor those kiddos that have participated in, of course, our big string events, but then also recognize those students that have done things in our classroom that are just kind of fun and really contribute to our family here at Northwest as well. So, as you're coming to the stage, I'm going to start by recognizing those students that were in the Wichita Youth Symphony. So they auditioned this year, made it in, never had a concert, but I want to honor them for that accomplishment because it meant learning a bunch of excerpts and going beyond what they do in the school orchestra. So Riley Dickey made it in on cello, and Ashley Lincecum made it in on violin into the repertory orchestra. You can go ahead and stand up. From the Youth Symphony, we had Sophie Anderson on viola, Hannah Copeland on violin, Christina Gutierrez on viola, and Luis Piedra on cello. We did have an SDKMEA District Honor Orchestra. Again, it was an audition format, so these guys gave up an evening to record the excerpts, submitted them virtually, and then got the honor of being in that group virtually. So that was Sophie Anderson on viola, Hannah Copeland on violin, Christina Gutierrez on viola, and Alexis Williams on viola. Go ahead and stand, guys. Involved in the Delano Youth Orchestra. They did meet on Saturday mornings. And so these guys gave up Saturdays both in the fall and the spring to participate, and they learned some very tough repertoire with two outstanding directors in our community, Dr. Laycock and Dr. Despain. They were Sophia Anderson on viola, Hannah Copeland was principal second, Riley Dickey was on cello, Christina Gutierrez viola, Ashley Lincecum violin, and Luis Piedra on cello. Go ahead and stand, guys. We also represented really well this year in our Triumph Music Honor Society. This is the third year that it has been in existence, and literally, guys, these students did it all. I stepped back, they took over, they ran every meeting, they contacted who they needed to contact, and they were outstanding this year. I do not take that lightly, like it was all them running it this year. So it's Hannah Copeland as president, Olivia Straight was vice president, Ashley Lincecum was secretary, Tori Purcell was treasurer, Emery Nickel, who's in band, was historian, LaShare Kennedy, who's in band and choir, Sam Leopold, band and choir, Kylie Olson, in orchestra, Lexi Stone, who's in band and choir, and Michelle Young, who's in band and choir. So kudos to them. We also had a couple of students letter this year. For orchestra, you have to go above and beyond to letter. So we had two seniors that made it. The first was Lance Martinez, and the second was Levi Zuniga. Are they here tonight? Nope. Oh, we'll give them a round of applause. We also had several that lettered for a second, third, or third year, and they were Sophie Anderson, Christina Gutierrez, Hannah Copeland, Ashley Lincecum, Tony Pham, Tori Purcell, and Alexis Williams. And you guys can go ahead and walk over here. Mrs. Purcell is going to hand you your bars really fast, so go ahead and walk over there. We also had several students participate in a virtual solo festival this year, and we did pretty well with that. So Ashley Lincecum got a 3 rating, 2 ratings for Sophie Anderson, Lizbeth Diaz, Braden Hong, and Alexis Williams. And then my 1 rating people, again, visit Miss Purcell for your little medal. Ruth Arismith, Hannah Copeland, Brooke Trees, Christina Gutierrez, and Ethan Colon. All right, Ethan, did you catch that? Sneak over to the side of the stage. We had 3 seniors that are going to walk at graduation with a pink honor stole, which means they had a 3.5 or higher GPA and participated in music for 4 years. And they were Hannah Copeland, Ashley Lincecum, and Tony Pham. And Tori Purcell as well. Sorry, I left her out. Okay, and then I want to jump over to my Zanny Awards, okay? So my most improved player is always a sophomore, junior, or senior that I see just make a huge improvement over the course of the year. And this year, the student was a virtual student for the whole year. But when she came into our after-school rehearsals in the fall, she was reading music, she was asking questions, she had a pencil, and she was trying to understand third position, because she said, we didn't quite get to it in middle school, but I'm ready to learn it, and I want to learn it. So my most improved player is Carolina Contreras. And if you sneak over to the side of the tape, or over here, there is a prize for you. Okay, she's gonna head that way. Okay, I'm not sure if this student is here tonight, but I always give out a Best Junior Award. They get a junior mint because they're somebody I can rely on from the junior class. She always remained positive and just kept the orchestra moving forward, even though last semester we were completely virtual. So she always chimed in, led her sectional, even when she didn't want the power and told me, no, I don't want to be section leader, take it away, please. And I'm so glad to have her in orchestra. So it was Allison Fox this year. This next student, and this was a tough call for me. So this is the Best Leader Award. So this student, I really saw this huge growth in leadership, especially in this 4th quarter, where she came into class, she was like, look, you need a pencil, get it out, you're gonna mark this in the music, look, you need to be here, you need to do this, you need to help Miss House out. Or I could just turn, like today, during rehearsal, I said, hey, I've gotta go make copies, I need you to run rehearsal. And I ran out of the room, and she took over and was outstanding. So, the Best Leader Award goes to Ashley Lincecum. For the Most Creative Student Award, I look for an out-of-the-box thinker who makes us laugh and lifts up the rehearsal. And for that, I quote his Bellwork entry on what inspires you and what is beautiful to you. What is beautiful in life? First, we need to go over what the word beautiful means. Beautiful means something so magnificent that it makes your jaw drop in pure sight of the wondrous beauty of the object of view. So what is beautiful to me and makes my jaw drop is the sun. It makes my water or makes my eyes water when I look at it. What do I find inspiring? First, we need to go over what the word inspiring means. What inspiring means is something that you just look at and watch, and it gives you this sudden urge to get up and do something productive. And for me, that is nothing, because I never do anything productive. So this is Ethan Colon. Ethan, she's coming with snackage. I chose 2 students, one virtual and one in person, for being positive support buddies this year. The first student I lovingly call Oaken from Frozen, because she comes in with the most positive attitude and always does things to uplift her section, from holding them accountable to having pencils, modeling fingerings, or just telling them when they're being goofballs and need to focus. The second one remained virtual, but any day he ran the meetings, I would give them like the power, they called it the God powers, to let people in the meetings. He generated positive energy with things like the Bow Gang to get them to turn on their cameras, memes to get the students to participate, or just stopped and told a funny story or conspiracy to get them to listen. I'm thankful he reached out to ask if he could audition to be an orchestra this year, and excited to see if he truly does become a music educator someday. So this goes to Ruth West and Zach Olmstead. Okay. Another 2-student award is the Sweetest Student Award. Oh, sorry. Both of these students are quiet cellists who always do the right thing. They are extremely humble and do not like the spotlight. Every morning they smile, they say hello, ask how I'm doing, and chat for a while as well before. But both are extremely fierce in the orchestra as well. I'm incredibly thankful to have both in class and put both in leader positions even when they didn't want the spotlight. And this is Renee Amaya and Alex Matway. Next award is a great one. Most likely to stage a coup. So I repeatedly told this student that he is not allowed to be in charge of my class and that another student is responsible for holding him back. I'm going to start this with a story as I describe him. When we were asked to perform for the retirement banquet a couple weeks ago, and we were preparing, I said something like, hey guys, we're not going to have electric bass at this event because we don't want to, take over the sound and scare people. And without missing a beat, he said, or, we could hide the amp under an old person's chair and wake them up with the sound. And I said, no. So, this goes to Luis Piedra. The Future Professional Musician Award goes to a student who wasn't the best at virtual school. However, she thrived when she returned to the classroom and had gotten 10 times better at the viola during quarantine. I really think that she was just practicing instead of logging into Teams calls, really. She's incredibly dedicated to her instrument, got an almost perfect score on her solo, and I enjoy hearing her beautiful tone. This goes to Christina Gutierrez. I had 3 chamber students get perfect scores on their scale test this year. So we did an around the world challenge where they had to play every scale as a 3-octave scale, every major scale. So there are 12 scales in all, and I had 3 students that passed it. So I'm giving them chocolate bars for making it all the way back. Hannah Copeland, Brooke Dries, and you guys all got, oh, Christina Gutierrez. Okay, two more, and these are the competitive ones. They always are like, Miss House, who's in the lead? You gotta tell us. The Best Class Award. This was a crazy close award. But when I think back to this year, it was the fourth quarter that separated the two front runners. One class had a dream group of humans who contributed a lot over 4 years, and the other class had motivators who drove their classmates to be better humans and better musicians. In the end, the motivators won. And I'm extremely thankful for their positive energy, inside jokes, and willingness to hold others accountable. Congratulations, sophomores. Sometime after the concert, we got cookies for you. Okay. And the best section, another close award, but I had to go back to the involvement throughout the entire year when it came to sectionals and first semester projects. I could rely on this group to hold everyone together, to take on the challenges necessary to succeed, and to kill it when I featured them and stuff. Congratulations to the basses. And you got snackers after concert too. Yeah. Okay, and then I want to recognize our seniors as well, who are outstanding humans. And so I'll just have them kind of come to the edge of the stage and recognize each of them. So ladies, if you want to hop up. All right. She has been an outstanding violinist in our orchestra, an incredible motivator to these kids. They listen to Tori and they love Tori and they follow her around and they're like, we just want to be like you. You're so great. So she's always so bubbly. And next year is headed to Friends University for accounting. And she just a great girl. Like crazy good at money and things, and I'm gonna really miss her a lot. Our next student is Hannah Copeland. I know that she is one of those kiddos that doesn't always like the spotlight, but is an outstanding musician on her instrument. Holy cow. She got to play with the Wichita Symphony. She won the concerto competition this year. Fierce leader and also extremely humble as well. And so it's been a real privilege to work with her these past 4 years, and she's off to Wichita State to study music education. From the senior concerto competition late by a couple of months, but we still wanted to honor her for that. And then our last senior is Ashley Lincecum. Okay, thank you. And Ashley, another outstanding violinist. She has been doing wonderful things in our program, and always is reliably there. So whenever I look out into the crowd, there is Ashley, and she's like, I will do whatever you want me to do. I will help the children do the things you want them to do. tell me what to do. And so I am so incredibly thankful to have somebody like her in the program that is willing to go above and beyond. And she is also going into music education at K-State and hopes to be an orchestra teacher one day. Is a junior turned senior in the last semester, who graduated early. We're super excited for that. He was a fantastic bass player for the last 3 years. Always played by ear, could reliably hit shifts, and it just really helped our section out a lot. And so we wanted to recognize him as part of our program. Even though he transferred to another school and finished out this last semester, we still want to recognize him as part of our family as well. So seniors, there are lovely bags for each of you guys. They have some Grizzlies in them. They have cards from Mrs. Amir and I in them. And they've got some really nice things that other students said about you guys. Thank you so much.
The senior class also got some gifts from Miss House as a goodbye present for her. We have flowers for you, a card from the kids, and some cookies.
Yeah, I think we got everything there. There was one other thing. Oh, thank you. Okay, there's one last award. This always goes to a senior, so they're already standing there. Okay, so this is the National Orchestra Award, and it is the award that goes up on the wall as the senior that is going to be remembered for their talents and contributions here at Northwest. Goes to an outstanding musician who's proven characters, respect, excellence at their instrument, and they get a fancy little plaque and also a certificate from the national organization that runs it. And this year's winner is Hannah Copeland. Thank you guys so much.
You're welcome. Can I take it now?
So we're going to go ahead and go to our last piece, which is Lion City. And I'm going to turn the control back over to the kiddos so you'll hear them speak instead of me.
From the quiet growth our world made and a focus upon taking moments to enjoy each other's part in the world, we are beginning to heal and come together more as a society. This piece represents the need for respect and equality in our nation and is written by the Asian American woman composer Soon Hee Nubel. It also takes our orchestra on a journey to Singapore. In the 13th century, a Sumatran prince gave this small island the name Singapura, or Lion City, because of a creature he believed to be a lion walking on its shores. The country has 4 official languages: English, Malay, Mandarin, and Tamil. Lion City is reflective of the many cultures that make up Singapore. The beginning starts with an ancient rainstorm introducing Malay and Indian themes. Traditional Chinese instruments are portrayed by the kalenyo, stick of the bow hitting the string, and pizzicato, plucking the strings. Con fuoco, or translated to with fire, depicts the rapid growth and booming economy that Singapore is known for today. East meets West as Chinese and contemporary melodies play out, and a hint of the Malay theme returns at the very end. We love this piece and are excited to finish our year with this.
was that I wanted to thank. There is an outstanding group of women that helped decorate the stage and helped with a lot of things tonight. So I just want to take a moment to say thank you to Dory Lincecum, Rhonda Allen, Sherry Purcell, and Lacey Airasmith. All right, thank you guys so much for coming. Enjoy the rest of your evening.